Time for a new review series, I think. It's been a while. And over the past few years, I've been collecting a certain Blu-ray release company. Now, you probably spotted these in the background of the Dripping Blood Theatre videos that I did, and you can probably tell what it is by the name of this video. We're going to be taking a look at the Shameless Blu Ray collection. As you can see here, this is the current up-to-date collection of all the Shameless Blu Rays, from spine number 0 to 19. These have still been released and are still widely available from most physical media shops like HMV or CEX or one of those sorts of shops. I wanted to look at these because I've covered a lot of terrible releases, a lot of budget companies on this channel, and I fancy doing a series that might be a little bit more positive and less of a nightmare for me to endure. Now, this isn't to say that these are going to be great. I'm sure there'll be things here and there for me to moan about, but just as a little prediction, I think that these are, for the most part, going to be pretty decent releases, with a little bit more care and attention than we're used to on this channel. So here's a little background on the company. In 2007, Shameless released their first DVD, The New York Ripper, and they've been going pretty strong ever since. Now, I do have a nostalgia for this company. Around 2007 was the time when I was in the height of DVD buying. I was buying all the Vipco and all the Dead of Night. Any cheap horror films I could snap up, I was there. From Car Boots, Market, CEX and the likes. Then Shameless appeared, with the bright yellow spines, spelling out the word shameless. Must admit, I was pretty tempted, but they always seemed unobtainable. They were always a distant release. They had a higher price tag, you see. And I knew that if I bought just one of them, then that'd be my entire pocket money for the year spent on collecting the rest of the collection. In hindsight, I can appreciate the higher price tag because it's a company that cares about its films. All its releases have got reversible covers, special features, remastered prints, and you can just tell they care. They are not a tat release. These are more of a tartan than Dead of Night. Throughout the late noughties to the early 2010s, Shameless focused on doing DVD releases. They put out a total of 50, with the 50th release being a dual release of The 10th Victim, both DVD and Blu-ray. Then they began releasing the Blu-rays properly, and I believe now all they do is release things on Blu-ray. So I started collecting Shameless around the beginning of lockdown, and as I said earlier, it's always something I considered collecting, but the DVDs just didn't seem viable to me. A lot of the films that they put out, I already owned on other release companies, and it doesn't seem much of an upgrade from one DVD to another. But the Blu-rays, now that is a jump in quality. So, bit of a no-brainer really. Went straight for the Blu-rays. And then I could upgrade the films that I already own, and I can get nice, snazzy versions of ones that I'm interested in watching. Now, Shameless is still releasing films, so this is going to be a series where, once I've done the collection that I have downstairs, I'll be reviewing their new releases every time they do one, basically. So it's just going to be an ongoing series in the background. You may have also noticed that things are looking a little bit different. So, obviously I'm upstairs, and the quality is a little bit better. I have a new camera. Honestly, a lot of the reviews that I've done over the past few years, which is the Vipco ones and the Dripping Blood Theatre ones, I was carting all my kit downstairs in front of the DVD wall to record, then back up, and it was getting a bit of a faff having to unscrew this thing every single time I wanted to record, get all the tripods set up and everything. So instead, I thought I'd set up in my office and try filming up here. The new camera as well does really good in low lighting. It's a damn good camera, Panasonic Lumix, and I'm planning on doing a few films in the future, but let's save that for the future. Does really well in low lighting, so I thought, let's get some nice mood in here. So let me know what you think to the new space up here. But back to Shameless. I've never seen anything that Shameless have ever put out. I've been collecting them throughout lockdown and now, so that I could do this review series. So every release I go into, I'll be going into blind. Obviously, there are some films that I've already seen, and when that's the case, I'm going to be doing a much shorter review, probably direct into the Vipco video that I did or something like that. And I'll be focusing more on the remastering and the special features and what you get on the disc, and sort of a side-by-side comparison of which one's worth your time. And I'm guessing from the get-go, all the time, it's going to be get the Shameless Blu-ray. But we'll see. You never know what's coming, do you? So we're going to start properly in the next video with the first film. And we're going to be looking at the one I mentioned earlier, the dual release of The 10th Victim, with a nice lenticular cover. Looks absolutely ridiculous. Can't wait.